A country that is already plagued by gender-based violence and senseless crimes saw vulnerable citizens in further jeopardy under the lockdown. Alert Level 5 under the Disaster Management Act was intended to protect the lives of South Africans from the virus, but also closed the doors on victims locked in their homes with their abusers. The government GBV and Femicide Command Center alone recorded more than 120,000 victims in the first 3 weeks of lockdown. Some cases ended in death. On the 8th of June, police were notified about a body of a pregnant woman hanging from a tree in Durban Deep, west of Johannesburg. The woman would soon be identified as 28-year-old Tegofatso Pole, who was reported missing days prior after she was last seen leaving her boyfriend's home in Florida. She was found with stab wounds to the chest.
Her baby shower was supposed to be on the 27th of June. She was due first week of July, but she's no more.
Did you know whether it was going to be a boy or a girl?
Yeah, it was going to be a girl. We knew that, yeah.
Pule's gruesome murder shocked the nation, putting pressure on police to find the perpetrators. Less than a week after her funeral, 31-year-old Muzigaise Malepane was arrested for her murder while he was allegedly traveling back to Gauteng from Mpumalanga. The matter is one of the few that has seen progress. It is set to go back on trial on the 22nd of January 2021. In the south of Gauteng, residents say they remain fearful for their safety following incidents of gender-based violence and child murders.
Here at Orange Farm, it was a hard year for us actually, because there's even this thing they call it COVID. That's the one that made things to be worse. But again, the families, I'm on top of the families thing. The families have suffered a lot.
The families he speaks of are those of the 3-year-old Anzia Keha, who was found in an open field with stab wounds in June. To date, no arrests have been made. A few months later, within the same area, 26-year-old Dutuzile Dlamini was also stabbed to death. Her family and neighbors alleged that it was an altercation between herself and her boyfriend, who refused to end their relationship that led to her death. No suspects have been arrested. Another horrifying incident and tipping point for the community was the murder of 2 children and best friends, Simphiwe Mgcina and Mpho Makondo. The 6-year-old and 8-year-old children were last seen on their way to a nearby salon. They were found dead streets away from their home, hours after they were reported missing. 29-year-old Bonzo Mohlanka was subsequently arrested by police, linking her to the murders of the 2 children. Police also made a chilling connection. Mohlanka was previously arrested for the murder of 5-year-old Mzwandile Zito in April. She was released from custody in April, pending toxicology reports. The community held protests and marched to the police station, accusing the station of incompetence.
We said to Mandaba, the station commander, we must have a meeting because fighting won't help. You understand? We need to sit down all together, have a meeting, and then talk about these 3 other cases that are not being taken serious. We'll be going back to the police station and say, you guys, can you please take out all these cases? We need them to be taken out so that they can be seen that there's this thing that is happening around Orange Farm, which is murdering of women, murdering of kids, and raping and destroying all these other things. So we need that to happen. Everybody is is skeptical about sending a kid to the shop or to the spaza shop and all that stuff. So we need that to come to an end.
The Mgcina and Makondo families will step towards receiving justice, as Mohlanka is expected to appear at the Vereniging Magistrates Court on the 11th of February 2021. This festive season will be the first of its kind for the bereaved families, some of whom have not experienced peace as perpetrators have not been brought to book. Nosipho Mncube, SABC News, Johannesburg.